Hi, I'm Marcus Jackman. I'm the pastor of Copper Hills Church in Harriman, Utah. This is our series of video devotions, Gleanings, feasting on the Word of God in the margins of everyday life. This last weekend, my family took a trip up to Stewart Falls, up near Sundance in Utah, to see the fall colors. I'm told that we may have missed the peak fall colors, but if these colors weren't peak, they were pretty darned close. It was an amazing, beautiful day. It was a little chilly in the shade and quite warm in the sun. It was a beautiful day for a hike. We got to enjoy the power and the beauty and the majesty of God's creation. And we also got to remember, you see, last year, late in the spring or early in the summer, I'm not sure exactly which, we took a family hike to this same place, to Stewart Falls. And it was so hot and so dry and so difficult. We all struggled. And at one point, we took our dog. We had our dog on this last weekend's trip, too. You can see the fuzzy tail on the bottom left-hand corner of this picture in front of Josie, who is being saddled with carrying the leash, and you can see how happy she is about that. But Indy, our dog, came up lame, maybe about halfway down the trail. I'm not sure. I'm terrible about guessing distances like that. But she started limping, and it was so hot. It was not okay to stay there. We only had a certain amount of water. And so I picked her up and I carried her. I think, for a couple of 100 yards. And that was not simple or easy. And so when we came around the bend, you see down this trail, and saw this rock sitting in the middle of the trail, I said, okay, we're going to check her out there. Got her out of the heat, away from whatever trauma had happened to her foot, and we set her down on this rock. Well, this last time, and then miraculously her foot was better, I think, because the Lord knew I couldn't carry her another step. This last time, when we were walking toward the falls, people were saying, hey, can we take a break for water? And I said, well, stop. I think we're coming up soon to Indy Rock. That's I-N-D-Y, rock, not the progressive musical style. But we all knew exactly what Indy Rock meant. The rock where I carried Indy, and we set her down, and the Lord helped us. And that got me thinking. It got me thinking about Ebenezer's, stones of help, stones of remembrance. In 1 Samuel 7, verse 12, it says, then Samuel took a stone and set it up between Mizpah and Shen and called its name Ebenezer, for he said, till now the Lord has helped us. Do you have patterns of remembrance in your life where you intentionally tell yourself and remind yourself of the stories of God's goodness to you? If he had not healed Indy's paw, the trip would have been cut short. Not everybody would have been able to go up, or we all would have turned back. But we remembered. As soon as I said it, we all remembered that story, Indy Rock. Do you have those stories? Have you planned to remember them? Have you intentionally set up stones of remembrance in your very view, whatever that looks like? A picture on the wall, something on your calendar, a Google reminder, whatever it takes. A literal stone to remember, the Lord has helped me. He has crowned my life with joy. He has redeemed my failures. He has rescued me from my sin. And I want to make sure I remember that. I want that to be part of the pattern of my life. I want it to be a gravity well around which I remember to live the rest of my life, knowing that I'm in the orbit of God's goodness always. Have you planned to remember the Lord's goodness to you? Have you set up memorials in your life, in your family, in your traditions, in your history, or on your calendar? I want to encourage you to do so, because it is sweet and it is good for us to remember. The Lord has brought us this far. Even so far as we are, the Lord has carried us. He has helped us. Here is our Ebenezer. And it is the story around which our family gathers, our church gathers, our fellowship gathers. Plan to remember the Lord's goodness in your life, especially and preeminently always first and last, in Jesus, the Son of God, crucified for your sin and resurrected for your justification. Bless you today.